Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Kawak again from the Camp Cosmos in Kings County. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Baharakakwadash, which is, Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. And Yahushai is the name of the only begotten Son. So we're going to start this work week on Tuesday. You're going to hear some noises. And then it's always important to give double honors to the apostles, bishops, and the elders of GMS. These are very helpful. This is a Salakia. This is very hard. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a minute. Yeah, this truth is very hard. I'm gonna give it another one. Okay. Yeah, like I was saying, double honors is necessary. You know, because those men, the Apostle Tahar, Apostle Bakah, Apostle Kabar, Apostle Ramla, they all learned from somebody. Apostle Tahar learned from somebody. So they have a history to keep up. And what I mean is, the continuation of the truth. Because when it first came about, it was based on purely just black folks. Good morning. So just Judah was made known that they were Israelites. But now, and then after a while of that, the Spirit led, I don't know if it was Ariana or his face is in my brain. He's a tough motherfucker. Abba Bivens, yeah. See his face just floating in my brain. And take it from the look that I seen in his face in my brain right now, he's a mean dude. He doesn't like me. Well, he's upset with me for some reason. I can only think that I'm not trying as hard as he would like, which is going to lead me to the points I'm going to make. Because this truth is hard, man. I'm fucking suffering. We are suffering. Everybody's suffering. The whole brotherhood is suffering. And if you want to be part of the truth, you got to learn how to suffer and be okay with it. Now that doesn't mean you don't lift up your voice and complain when it's time to complain. That means you say something. But when you say something, you get your point across. You're not sounding whining and complaining. You just stick to the facts, like Apostle Gabar says. And the fact is that we are under curses, and these curses are bad, man. It's a real thing. These curses are spirit on their own. It's like if you have kids, the spirit will jump on them. It's like a family affair. It's a generational curse, right? Part of that curse is you're going to have, well, it's all in the book. You're going to have a problem with making money and eating properly. Your woman's going to step out on you. Kids are going to be rebellious. All these curses, man, they pack a punch. So can you imagine a couple of 100 years of subjugation, maybe 400. Let's say we were in Egypt still. That was a very young time in Israel's life. And these dogs were just waiting for me. And when we were in Egypt, everybody knows where Egypt is, right? Egypt is still called Egypt, and it's a real place. It exists. So with that, it's a real place and it exists. And there's this thing called the curses. You see how the animals just start chiming in, or look at this puppy. What you doing? Like there's cats out here looking at me, dogs out here, ducks, chickens. I must have a peaceful nature about me, because the dogs are just walking right by me. And the roosters are saying hello, because animals have a sensitive ear. All right. Okay, animals have a sensitive ear and they have keen eyesight. So they can see who's on the curses list, right? So you got a curse on you. What do? Let's check it out. Deuteronomy 28:1, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Alachayanawa, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Alachayanawa, will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Set thee on high. How many of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are on high? And if you're on high, guess what? You don't got no spirit. You know, Ananias is a perfect example. You know, his wife betrayed the spirit. He did too. He was like, man, we got money, but we should save some for us. But the order was explicit. If you want to get into the kingdom, you got to give it all up. Like, say for example, if I had $1 million, first thing I would do is buy me a little property, 4-unit complex, just to keep having money. And then that would make money, and when I get a steady stream, I'll be like, oh, all right, I quit my job. Then I will go and follow in the footsteps of Yahweh, why not? And just, go on drives, long ass fucking drives, up the coast, down the coast, get to know the brotherhood, see if they need signs or cameras, set them up, because there's a lot of brotherhood out there. And of course, the spending I would do on myself. And then I would send the apostles, a large amount. Never in my mind would it be like, oh, I gotta hide some for myself. But I did hide some for myself. I took care of myself first because, I know that Yahushua wants me to take care of myself. Because how can I do the work if I'm not able to? So he said the daily bread, right? But then you're thinking, oh, but brother, you bought an apartment complex. Yeah, that's right. And out of that $1 million, guess how much I spent for that? About $100,000. And it was, and that unit was like $1 million. I put down 10%, and then the rest is for the truth. And that's the opposite way of doing things, because there's the tithes, right? The tithes is you give 10%. All right. So this is Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh Shemi Yahushai Alakayanawa, to observe to do all his commandments and statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake. So there you go. And then past 15, all the way down, is the curses. And then that's pretty bad, right? So now you got to take a look at who's doing bad. I mean, the job I got like takes me to these poor unfortunate souls, their homes, and I get to see how they react and act and behave and misbehave. Like there's a bunch of shit going on with Israel. You know, they're all fucked up. And if they're all fucked up, then something must have them fucked up, right? That's the curses. Look at this, 18, Deuteronomy 28 and 18. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, that's your children, or not even that, because your body should heal itself once a year. That's why you do the fast, right? Your cells get cleaned up every fucking year. Maybe sometimes 2 years or 3 years, but by the third year, all your cells have reproduced, and you should now have a new body. But for some fucking reason, the food that we eat does not help the healthy reproduction of cells, because they have the mRNA, which is the nucleus, and all the information of your cell. A healthy cell will replicate that, and then that will start a new fucking cell. But if the previous cell is fucked up because of all this food, and then you're replicating fucked up cells, you're gonna get fucked up, right? So by the time you're, let's say, 62, 63, 60, once you get past your 60s, you could tell that, oh man, this man hasn't been eating good. Because the first thing that happens is you get bloated. I was hanging out with my dad. he's old. He's like 65 or something. But, you know, he's bloated. And we were grilling meat or whatever. And I was just hanging out with my dad, you know. I'm not going to have a whole bunch of time with him, but I'm going to take advantage of the time I do have. But his body's fucked up. He's got heart disease, this disease, that disease, you know. But he's still going. And I know that the apostles get sick too, and they have to do the detoxification, and that really helps. That really does help, because your body has a defense mechanism against toxins and all that shit. But it needs healthy cells, right? Now, I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, or even if I'm getting my point across. It's kind of hard to understand too, because, you know, when Yahweh Shemi Yahushai picked me, he didn't pick a smart man. I just got like this because of the studying. And you could tell I'm kind of rough around the edges. but I do understand my task. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land. Oh man, you should see all this fucking food that's being grown on the land. The land that we're at right now, the trees are getting pulled up because they're not giving out the fruit. And when that happens, they're not going to produce any product for the following year. So that this year is going to be a fucking turnip. And then now they're planting, because that's a tree, right? And that tree will give out every year. Now they're planting shrubs like shit, like figs and all that stuff, other things that do give out every other year. And the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kine, and the flocks of thy sheep. So we're losing. And let's see what kine is. Cattle, oxen, sheep, all that stuff, all that good stuff. That's all being cursed. Everything that you have is cursed. Everything. But that shows you that you're an Israelite. So if you're reading anything about the Bible and you're thinking that you might be an Israelite, first thing you should do is read through the curses. I don't care if you're a white boy with blue eyes or a black dude with green hair or whatever, man. If you're making these first steps, read Deuteronomy 28. Read it 4 or 5 times, man, because you have to go through all these words because this is an eye-opening event. Okay? This is a cataclysmic event in your life. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.